For our beef fajitas, we're going to need roughly 2 pounds of skirt steak, a large onion, a couple of bell peppers, and your favorite beef fajita seasoning mix. So let's get started. Okay, so we've got our skirt steak and our seasoning blend. So we're going to make sure and put a large amount of the seasoning on both sides of the skirt steak. And as always, when working with raw meat, we need to make sure we wash our hands after. Then we're going to press the seasoning into the skirt steak, and we're going to flip it over, and we're going to repeat on the other side. This and set this over here out of the way, and we'll get started on the other one. And we're going to do the same thing. Flip him over and do the other side. Alright, so then what I like to do is I like to put mine in a plastic bag and let it sit in the refrigerator for a good couple hours for that seasoning blend to penetrate the meat. And then we're going to get this on the grill. So we'll see you back in a few hours. Alright, so while our fajita meat is marinating in the refrigerator, we're going to get our vegetables ready. So we're going to cut the ends off our bell peppers, and we're going to clean out the insides. And we're going to cut them in half. And we use this for, I'll dice that up and put that in my veggies I use for other cooking, for other food I cook. So I'm going to get some of the vein off the inside of the pepper. Make sure we get all the seeds out. And we're going to take these and we're going to cut these into slices. So now I'm going to move over to our onion. it in half. Come on. I always have that one onion that just seems to not want to give up the skin. There we go. And then we're going to cut these into slices. I'm going to place these in the bowl. Alright, so that's our veggies. So now all we have to do is wait for our fajita meat to season up for about another hour or so, and then we'll get ready to start grilling up some lunch. So be back shortly. Alright, so our grill has been turned up and on high for about 30 minutes now. We pulled out our fajita meat and let it sit on the counter to come up to room temperature. So now we're going to place this on the grill. And we are going to cook this about 5 minutes per side. So we'll let this get cooking and we'll be right back. Okay, so this has been going for 5 minutes. Now we're going to flip them over. And we're going to let these go for about another 5 minutes. And we'll be right back. Alright, so the 5-minute timer is up. So we're going to go ahead and pull our fajita meat off. And we're going to set this on a plate. And we're going to take this inside and wrap it in foil and let it sit. And then we'll be back and start cooking up our vegetables. So see you shortly. Alright, so our flat iron is nice and hot. So we're going to take our bell peppers and put them on here. And we're going to spread them out. Oops, making a mess. Alright, and we're going to let these cook up for a few minutes till they get a nice good char on them. And so we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, so let's check our bell peppers. Alright, so they've got a nice little char on them. So we're going to go ahead and pull those from the grill and put them in a little container. So we're going to take these inside and we're going to cover them with foil and we'll be back and we're going to cook our onions. So be right back shortly. Alright, so now we're going to set our onions up to get them cooking. Seems like I'm making a mess before I even got them to the grill. Ouch. Make a little room. Alright, so we're going to let these get a nice char on them like we did for our bell peppers and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to check our onions. Flip them over. See, I'm just dropping stuff again today. Here we go. Alright. Perfect. Just flip them over. Get a char on the other side. Try and save him. Oops. Oh well. Not like we're short on onions. these cook for a few more minutes on the other side. And we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, let's check our onions and see how they look. Alright, they've got a good char on all sides, so we're going to go ahead and pull these off the grill. We're going to move this to the side to make room for our tortillas. So let me get these inside and covered, and we'll be back and cook up our tortillas. So be right back. Okay, so we've got our tortillas. We're going to set these directly on the grill. And we're going to let these cook about 1 minute per side. And so we'll be back when we're ready to flip them over. So see you shortly. Alright, so these have been going about a minute. So let's go ahead and flip them over. Ouch. These are warm. Alright, so we're going to let these cook up for about a minute on this side, and then we'll be inside getting everything set up and ready to go. So we'll see you shortly. Alright, so our tortillas are done. So now what we're going to need to do is cut up our fajita meat. And like I said, we're going to need to cut against the grain. And as you can see, the grain runs that way. So we're going to cut against the grain into nice thin strips. And you may need to cut your meat down to size because you don't want the strips too big. And now this is hot. Alright, I'm going to cut you in half. Alright, we're going to set this up here on our other plate. Cut into our second one. Cut them down the size too. So let me get everything set up, and then we're going to start plating up our lunch. So be back in just a minute. So we've got our tortillas here, and we're going to take and fold them in half, and we're going to get us a couple of strips of the meat. And we're going to add us some onions and some bell peppers. Making a mess. I'm going to set these to the side. Get us another one made up. And right there. Alright, we're going to serve this up with some salsa. Some sour cream. fresh guacamole, and a couple of lime wedges. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, every Tuesday about 4 o'clock Central Standard Time, there's a new video that's published for viewing. And remember, like, share, and subscribe. Till next time, enjoy.